Well, exactly 1 month ago tomorrow, the world watched in horror as businesses around Paris came under attack. From restaurants to cafes to a soccer stadium and a concert arena, Islamic State gunmen and suicide bombers stormed in and murdered 130 people. You cannot put a price tag on human life, but now companies are trying in growing numbers to at least try to insure against terror attacks as best they can. Here in a Fox Business exclusive, Hank Greenberg, he's the chairman and CEO of insurance giant CV Star, also the former chairman and CEO of AIG, one of the world's largest insurance companies. And on this day, where we saw an entire school district in America, Los Angeles, paralyzed, clearly this is loss of business, loss of confidence, and companies, municipalities are looking to insure themselves. What kind of increase have you seen? Well, there's a beginning to recognize that you have to do something. But terrorism insurance has been around for a long time. It's not brand new. But there's a new surge that's taking place, and you have to spread the risk. One company can't underwrite, all of it, obviously. So it's being spread among many, many companies. You said the surge. Did it come right after Paris? Well, after Paris, there was a great deal of concern. How do you react? What's the next step? What if attacks are going to take place in what countries? And that's still going on. But you have to accept we're at war. We are at war. You're saying we are at war. We are in a terrorist war. There's no question about it. They've said so, too. ISIS has said they're at war with us. Well, let's talk about how you insure against terror, Hank. How do you do that? Well, you have to have people who are sensitive to where an attack may come, and by whom you have people who are really experts in that area, and we have some. It's not the first time we've written terrorist insurance. Of course not. We've been at many, many times. Who's inquiring? Are you hearing from governments, municipalities, businesses? From businesses principally. And obviously regulators are watching this to make sure that if you're going to underwrite terrorist coverage, are you adhering to all the rules and all the regulations that go with it? You know, in Paris, you saw stadiums attacked, concert halls, restaurants. Early in January, the Charlie Hebdo, the satirical, that magazine was attacked. It was horrible. On your screen, you look at the scope of the cost, 9/11, $25 billion, World Trade Center garage explosion, $835 million. But this cost is unbelievable. Look, TRIA, which is the Terrorism Risk Insurance Act, a lot of businesses, including the NBA and the NFL, said, yes, we should have this because it backstops. It has the government backstop it, correct? So you're sharing the cost with the government. Well, the private sector can't do it all. It's impossible. The insurance industry alone can't do this. And so you have to have a government backup for part of it. And that does exist. In the past, cybersecurity recently was the hot thing to insure yourself against. Is terrorism insurance now bigger than cybersecurity? No, not yet. Not yet. Not by the private sector. Right. Not yet. But it's huge. Oh, yeah. But so is cyber insurance. Before we go, I have to ask you about Carl Icahn, the activist investor. He is agitating at your former company, AIG, where you are still a very big shareholder. He wants AIG split up into 3 separate businesses. Are you on his side? Do you agree with him on that? Well, I've stayed out of the middle of this thing. But AIG was much bigger than it is today. Okay? And it wasn't necessary to split it up. It came about after I left the company. I do not think the best thing in the world would be to break it up even further. Okay. Good to see you, Hank. Good luck in the insurance business. You're still kicking hard there. CV Star, we appreciate you joining us. Good to be with you. Hank Greenberg of CV Star, formerly of AIG, with the closing